Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another episode of A Little Modular. Today we are expanding our knowledge about the Z-DSP new stock model by TIPTOP Audio. If you have watched my previous videos, I was just scratching the surface of the clock in here on this input, and I personally find this one to be one of the coolest feature of this module, and I wanted to devote a separate video to it because I have a feeling that it is often misunderstood, overlooked. People think it is meant for syncing with the other modules, for beat syncing, tempo syncing, which is not. What it really is, it allows you to hack the internal CPU, just like you would hack a CPU on your computer, which yields some drastic effects, and it just transforms this module into totally different instrument, actually kind of a drone noise glitch generator with just myriad faces. So today I will show you some different tricks, starting with the obvious ones and then going into some more wicked ones, just to show you how many soundscapes you can create with that beautiful thing. The easiest being inputting a square or a pulse wave in here. I personally like to use the pulse wave because you can vary the pulse width, and that also changes the response of the module, so you can get some more variation with it. I have a simple drum loop made out of hex inverter modules and fueled by Eloquencer and 4 bricks Rook. Here I have the spirals card. Very fun. But to be honest, the source doesn't matter that much. I mean, it does matter, but it's more what you do with the clock and how you manipulate the clock. Also, the algorithm itself plays a big role in how it responds to the clock manipulation. So that's how it sounds. It's the first algorithm from the spirals, detuned interval taps. For the clock manipulation, I like to put this all the way to the right, so we only hear the wet signal. Okay, that's the algorithm by itself. You can already get some wicked sounds, especially with the feedback up. Okay, that's already cool. But now let's get back to the clock in. I'm inputting the pulse wave from Rubicon oscillator. It's good to have a really good oscillator that goes all the way up. The TIPTOP Audio oscillator is actually very good at this. I just don't have it, so I'm using the Rubicon. And what you're hearing right now is me manipulating the frequency of the oscillator. I'm just lowering right now, so we get this glitchy ambient sound. You can of course still use the feedback. What I'll do now is I will change the pulse width. Okay. What happened now is the module froze. It happens sometimes with the extensive clock manipulation. So what you do in those cases is you just skip back through all the presets to preset number 1, and it should be back on the track. See? Again, I'm taking the pulse width and changing it. Yeah, that is that is rather interesting. What I can do now is I have another oscillator Dixie, which is modulating the Rubicon, and if I turn it up, the FM, we get yet another soundscape. And let's change the algorithm, see what happens. Yeah, it's similar. And the ping pong is really cool. Let's play around with the and you have to be careful, because the sweet spots are sometimes really just a notch away, like now. Yeah, what I've done is I have just changed the pulse width. Yeah, and just like some extreme aliasing or whatever, bit reduction stuff. And I'm lowering the frequency on the modulating oscillator. And we can manipulate the parameters here. See what it does. Maybe lower the time. Okay. And play around with the Rubicon frequency again. So it all falls apart. And of course you can modulate the pulse width, and you can also modulate the frequency on both of the oscillators. So it's all alive and crazy and moving all the time. So you can already see and hear that it is just another dimension opening each time I twist a knob. That feature alone is worth investing in a Z-DSP. Now let's use another card, Hydra. Notice that the previous algorithm is still in the memory until the new one loads. Yeah, that's how it sounds with the same. Yeah, you can hear it's, again, a different story. Absolutely phenomenal. I just love that combination. Another cool trick I like is to output the oscillator through a delay line. Like in my case, it's Modcon dual delay. And then from the delay out, you go into the clock in and listen what happens. So now the clock is processed by the delay. And of course, anything you do on the delay itself will also influence the Z-DSP response. So let's fiddle with the tempo on the delay and the feedback and see what it does. Yeah. I'm only manipulating the first delay line on Modcon now. I can tap tempo it. Like a really old vinyl record. And remember that we are still having all the controls on both of the oscillators, Rubicon and Dixie, plus the delay. So as you can see, it's all about the clock manipulation. Try to mix clocks, to put them through delays, to modulate the speed, and then go into the clock in. Recently I have discovered another use for the clock in, which is inserting a noise sources in here. I have recently acquired this very nice static module by feedback modules, which has different kinds of noises. It has a white noise, dark noise, and some digital noise. So let's hear what this does to a signal. First, let's input the white noise in here. Okay. Now let's use the morph one. Let's hear what the this one does. Yep. Okay. See what I mean? That is crazy. And let me just remind you, we are only using one algorithm, the first algorithm. Let's see what happens on the second algorithm. Yep, that was a good move. Strike right there. Okay. That is insane, oh my god. Let's try yet another. Let's spread it, set the time to minimum. One of my favorite tricks is to feed 4 different clocks and noises to the depth matrix mixer, and then just fiddle with different amounts of different clocks and noises, which are outputted to the clock in, of course. And that's how it sounds. And this is the Bang oscillator by Livestock Electronics. Now let's mix some of that bad boy right here, the static. Okay. And different combinations of those 4 modulating sources will give you just unlimited amount of super cool effects. And remember that we are still using only the same loop, the same percussion instrument, without even touching them. I just really love how all of those modulating sources are interacting with each other, bouncing, rubbing. So that would be it for my favorite tricks with the clock in on Z-DSP. If you have some other clock tricks, please do not hesitate and share those with us in the comments, because I really love this hack and I want to explore it to its limits. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.